Welcome to the What's Happening Birmingham video podcast.
Hello everyone, this is Jarvis S. Scott with What's Happening Birmingham. Today I have the honor and pleasure, I am here today at the U.S. Small Business Administration office here in Birmingham. As you can all see the backdrop, I have the honor and pleasure of having Ms. Megyn Rodriguez. She is the Outreach and Marketing Specialist and Public Information Officer. That's a title. For the Alabama District Office of the U.S. Small Business Administration. Megyn, thank you for coming on today.
Yeah, no, thank you so much, Jarvis, for having me on. It's always super great to get an opportunity to talk to the folks at Birmingham because, as you said, I have a pretty long title, Outreach and Marketing Public Information Officer. So what that really means is just trying to get as much information out there to the public about who is SBA, what kind of resources do we have, and really just trying to connect entrepreneurs with the resources that they need to thrive in their business.
Okay, well, first off, for somebody that ain't never heard of the SBA, what is it?
Yeah, definitely. So we are an independent federal agency. We've been established since 1953. We actually just had our 70th year anniversary last summer. So it's just been a long-standing agency, and the mission has always been around small businesses, to support them, to aid. And really the mission now is all about helping Americans to start, grow, expand, or recover their small business from disasters. That is really the core of what we do. And we do this through a couple of different ways. This is how we achieve the mission, right? So we've got access to capital programs, we have access to different government contracting assistance, education programs, and then of course I mentioned that disaster piece, so trying to support businesses through disaster. We probably became a household name during the pandemic because of the rollout of the pandemic relief, but we've actually always had disaster loans even before the pandemic had ever occurred.
Oh, okay. So I'm looking on my little cheat sheet. So you started around like 1953. Let's talk about some of the education programs you all have.
Yeah, of course. To expand upon what I mean by education is that there are free or low-cost access to business counselors or advisors. This is done through our resource partners, and we have quite a few different ones. So we've got women's business centers, we have Veteran Business Outreach Center, we also have the Small Business Development Centers. We've got about 10 or 11 throughout the state of Alabama that's affiliated with major universities, as well as an organization called Apex. They too provide counseling, but with more of a focus on government contracting. So that's one thing. And then we also have free learning platforms on our website. That's actually something that not a lot of people realize.
Okay.
We have two different ones. So self-guided, if you're the kind of person that likes to learn on their own pace, or in between lunch breaks or something like that, well, we have free online learning platforms that people can take advantage of. And then the last thing too is we do have group education and training, one of which is the Boots to Business. So this is usually for folks that are in the military and they're exiting. So that's one. And then we also have another one called Thrive, but I'll expand upon that later.
Okay. Well, let me go back to, of course, you was talking about the access to capital, and then explain like the micro loan, 7A, and the 504.
Yeah, of course. So we do have 3 principal loan programs, all of which require talking to a third-party lender. So our agency itself does not lend money directly to borrowers. And only in the case of disaster do we do that. But all other ones, you have to go to a lender or basically an SBA certified lender.
Okay.
And the microloans is a pretty common one. Those are pretty much anything less than $50,000. They're done with microlenders. We've got about 3 in the state of Alabama that folks could reach out to. So a pretty short list. Now, if you're needing something more than $50,000, a really good diverse loan program would be the 7A loan program. So if you need working capital, if you need to purchase furniture and fixtures, say you have a brick and mortar, maybe you need to purchase real estate, this is a great loan that could be used for all of those things. It can go all the way up to 5 million. And now I know everyone's going to say we don't need 5 million. But, for the record, it goes as high as 5 million. And then the last program is 504. This tends to be more for construction projects, like if you're buying or renovating a building, constructing a whole building for a business. It's really meant for just that, so not working capital, none of the extra stuff like the 7-8. But it's also a good choice if you need to do building things or you need to purchase large machinery or equipment for your business, whatever that might look like. That's a good option for that sort of use.
Okay, so what, I guess if somebody's watching this, what life cycle of your business do you need to be in to trying to get like the micro and the 7A, the 504?
That's a great question. Well, actually, if you're a pure startup, you can still get a loan with SBA. It's just a matter of finding the right fit with the lender and building that relationship with them. In a lot of cases, I get this question a lot. If I'm a startup and I don't have revenues, how do I get a loan? Because lenders typically are going to want to see that. Well, one cool thing is financial projections. So if you don't have any revenues, lenders are going to want to see maybe perhaps financial projections. And one of our resource partners, which is Score Mentors, they have
I've heard of them before.
Yeah, they have a great template for financial projections, as well as many other different resources that you could take advantage of. So whatever it may be, you don't have to be a pure startup, you don't have to just be an established business. The loan programs are designed for really any point of a business life cycle. Okay,
so tell me about the Thrive program you got coming, Thrive Emerging Leaders.
Yeah, of course. So one of the cool things about our education program is Thrive Emerging Leaders. This is a program that's actually been in existence since 2008. About 2 or 3 years ago, it got a facelift. It's a brand new version of Emerging Leaders. So now it is actually a hybrid learning model.
Oh, okay.
What's really cool is that folks that are participating in the program, they have the opportunity to learn from subject matter experts in an online format, and they can complete the modules at their own time within that 2-week window, and then they come together as a cohort. So you're still getting that cohort group peer-to-peer learning and mentoring involved. And it's all designed to help the CEO or the business owner have a strategic 3-year growth plan.
Okay.
So I will say this, the program is designed specifically for CEOs, so the owners that are making decisions in the business, and it's also designed for businesses that have been in existence for at least 3 years, have at least one other employee besides the CEO,
okay,
and ideally revenues of $250,000. However, I say always apply, you never know. And really, it is just a great opportunity if a person is looking to grow or scale their business. The topics include leadership, business development, financials. There's 2 different media. There's social media, and then there's brand marketing.
Yeah.
Legal compliance, HR. I know HR is a big pain point for a lot of small businesses.
Yeah.
So all really great things to take advantage of. And it's a timely thing because our applications are open right now. They're going to remain open until April 28th of this month.
Yeah, I'm going to put the website on here,
Just
SBADrive.com.
Yeah, so just 4 weeks from now. And how people apply is www.sbathrive.com.
Okay, and something else I was going to ask you about. Are you all doing anything with the corporate transparency act in the classes on that? Or that's another agency doing it?
It might be another one.
Okay. Google that, business owners, because you're going to have to fill that out. That's the new thing you got to fill out. And I think it's like a deadline. If you don't fill out, the penalty is like a couple $100s a day. So I might do an upcoming video on that. I got to find somebody on that. Anything else you want to add? In Alabama, the time of this taping, we're in the April time, and if you're in Alabama, you know how weather is in April. Disaster relief.
Yeah.
info. So let's just, I guess, like take a picture. Like once disaster hits, when do they call you all?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Yeah.
So on our website, sba.gov, there's 4 main things. There's funding categories, and there's a drop down, and then you would go to the disaster side.
Okay.
So the thing is, when a disaster strikes, if for SBA to get involved with their loans, there has to be a declaration of the disaster, either presidential or our administrator, or sometimes it's the Department of Agriculture will declare a particular disaster. And for example, most recently there was a drought December of 2023, and that's been declared, and now that's actually open right now to a lot of different Alabama counties to apply. So essentially what happens is there's the declaration, and if your business, and in some cases if you're a renter or homeowner, you might actually be eligible as well. But if you're in that designated county where the disaster had impacted, then you would go to the website, check to see if you qualify, like if you're in that right county, impacted by the thing or the particular disaster, and then you would be able to apply online. So, and then really after you apply online, it's just a matter of checking your status and providing the documents needed.
Okay, well, business owners, I'm telling you, because in Alabama, know how weather gets. Any final thing you would like to add? Or?
Sure. I mean, the one thing I will say about the disaster side, it's always really important to think preemptively, expecting disaster, so that you have all your appropriate documents, perhaps in a cloud or somewhere safe. Say a disaster happens to the business physically, and if all the documents were in that business, there's a flood and they're not there. It makes it so much harder to get an SBA loan, or really a loan, period, to help support that business. And regrettably, there's a high, I think it was 25% of businesses close after a major disaster. So being prepared and having all of those things in order is just critical for any small business.
Wow, yeah, because getting that fireproof safe is a very good expense, but definitely, like you said, putting it on a cloud is good.
Yeah. The other thing that I would like to elaborate on is the government contracting side of support. That's the one thing that I didn't get to mention earlier. But if you are interested in doing contracting with the federal government or even state or local, I would highly recommend getting in contact with our resource partners. This is Apex Accelerators. That's APEX, Apex Accelerators, and they provide free or low-cost counseling to help you get through the starting points of government contracting. So what does that look like? It's, hey, how do I get registered in SAM.gov?
Yeah.
How do I get certifications to make me more competitive? How do I write a capability statement?
Yes.
How do I start networking to maybe win more bids? They are the experts on that. So if government contracting is your thing, I highly recommend getting in contact with Apex. They're definitely the folks to help. And then once you get a little bit more advanced in your government contracting world, SBA also has other programs like the SBA Mentor Protege. We have 8A program, and all kinds of different other things to get in contact with, like Hub Zones. These are all certifications that would make you more competitive as a small business. So all good things to follow. But I always recommend go to sba.gov. It's a highly comprehensive website. It's better than most government websites.
It's quicker to get in and out.
Yeah.
Well, Megyn, thank you for coming on today. If they want to reach out to you, how do they find you?
Yeah, of course. So a good way to reach out to us, you can either go to, our phone number is 205-290-7191. So that's our principal district office.
Okay.
If people want to contact me, you can reach me at Megyn.Rodriguez@sba.gov.
Okay, well, Megyn, thank you for coming on today. Very good, important information. Thank you for inviting me, because I love the space in there. I love this backdrop. I wish I could borrow this backdrop in the future for future segments. So thank you all for watching. Please check out what'shappenedbirmingham.com for more interviews. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and check out the audio version of this, but you will miss this great backdrop on Apple Podcasts. Thank you all again, and have a great day. Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching the What's Happening Birmingham video podcast. Please check out our website, app, or subscribe to our YouTube channel for the latest videos today.